Hi, my name's Kyle Fidalgo, and in this quick video tutorial, I'd like to walk through a couple of the basic classroom setup tips, as well as some troubleshooting tips to help you get started in the classroom. All right, let's get started. The first thing you'll want to do when you come into the classroom is to sign into the Crestron system. To do this, you can tap the Crestron screen and then enter the code 5150. Hit the enter key, and then you'll be signed in. And in order for the classroom system to work with the Zoom interface, you want to make sure that you push the desktop source to the projector. Even if you're not going to use PowerPoint, this is still required in most classrooms in order to be able to hear the room microphone and hear your remote participants through the classroom speakers. So I'll just hit desktop, and then this yellow button here to get the classroom's hardware to talk to the computer. The next step is going to be to log into the computer, and this will allow you to pull up your class presentations, enter your Zoom meeting, all of that sort of thing. And I just wanted to show this because now every classroom has 2 monitors, and I just wanted to show the 2-monitor setup because when I talk about troubleshooting tips later, there are 2 things related to the monitor orientation that may need to be changed, or if you need to calibrate the Wacom monitor, which is this first monitor right here, there'll be some tips for how to do that as well. So to log in, you just hit Control-Alt-Delete on the keyboard, and then you can be signed into the computer. The first troubleshooting tip that I'd like to show is what happens if you log into the computer and the window orientation is not correct. And so what I mean by that is this monitor, I should be able to drag this application window to the left to get to the secondary monitor. But sometimes the way the computer is set up and on different people's profiles, this can be reversed. So what I mean by that is I'm going to click and drag on this monitor here on top of this window. You would think I would be able to bring it to the left, but it's not moving to this monitor. So right now these are actually in reverse. So if I drag it to the right, now it shows up on this monitor, which can be confusing and disorienting. So if I want to change this, what I can do is actually go into my display settings. So if I right-click anywhere on the background of the screen and then go to display settings, I just want to make sure that I switch the position of these 2 monitors just like that. And then I can hit apply. And now when I go to drag the window to the right, which would be the right orientation, it shows up on the correct monitor. The second troubleshooting tip I'd like to offer is, let's say you want to use the Wacom pen with the monitor, but the calibration isn't set up correctly. So when you go to tap or bring your pen on top of the monitor, this cursor that appears below it should be just under the pen tip. If it's showing up wildly off, then you're going to want to calibrate the system. And the way to do that is to go down into the search menu on the computer, and then just type in Wacom. You'll see the Wacom tablet properties option here. I'm just going to click on this to open it. And then there's going to be a calibrate button or tab that I can click. And then I'll make sure that the Cintiq 16 or this Wacom monitor here, this is the one I want. So I'm going to select that. And then I'll click calibrate. And what appears is a white screen with crosshairs. So you basically just want to take the pen and tap it directly in the center of the crosshairs. It will do one for each corner. And then it is complete. That's all there is to it. And then you can actually use the pen as a mouse if you'd like to complete the process. And then you can annotate on PowerPoint slides or using the Zoom annotation features, and it will work just as expected. And last but not least here, I would just like to give a quick overview of what I think is the easiest way to get set up in the classroom, sort of the order of operations you should follow. The first thing is going to be that you should go ahead, log into the computer, and log in to the Crestron system, like I showed at the beginning of this video. The second thing, once you're signed in, would be to open up Zoom, which is located on the desktop on this computer, and open that up and go ahead and sign into your BC Zoom account. I have several instructions for how to do this, and you can find those on the website that I provided for remote teaching resources. Once you have Zoom up and running, then and you have your remote participants in, then I suggest go ahead and sharing your screen if you're going to start presenting, let's say, a PowerPoint or a Google Slides presentation. If you're not going to be doing that or you don't need to share your screen, there's obviously no need to do that step. Once you have your Zoom meeting up and running, and if you're going to be presenting something, you're sharing your screen, the next step would be to go ahead and open up that PowerPoint presentation and get that in the mode that you'd like to run for your class. And those are just the basic steps. You may have other things that you need to do, but overall, that should be a good quick start for getting up and running with the equipment in the classroom. I hope you found this video helpful. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.